So this is my journal entry video for EDPR 210, and the case number of the video that I chose was 217, and the title was Exploring Real-World Scenarios of Algebraic Functions. The teacher had the students' desks grouped as like two here and two there, and they were all facing each other. And she was relating math to a topic that they all know about, MySpace and Twitter. She was talking about slopes and parabolas of the statistics of Twitter and MySpace. For example, when MySpace was back in the day when it was so popular, she was saying how it kind of got wiped off when Twitter came because Twitter took all of MySpace's users. Well, an example within that was every 5 minutes Twitter gained 10 followers, so every 10 minutes 20 followers, so on and so on. I really liked how she had the groups set up, and she didn't single out a single child, and she didn't say like, for example, Cody, tell me the answer. She said, this group told me the answer, that group told me the answer. It said, number 2 is discuss one concept that I would use and explain. I really like group work. I've always liked group work, even when I was in elementary school or middle, high school, on up to college. I went to a community college before I came to A&T, and I really like group work. I feel like group work doesn't make a class easier, but I think it makes a class where the students can combine in somebody else besides the teacher, and I feel like they need those relationships. She color-coded her group, so it wasn't singling out a child like I mentioned before, but she said like pink group, blue group, red, purple, and instead of saying group 1, she kind of made it fun for them and said pink group, what's the answer? Another thing I liked is she wanted the class's opinion on an answer. She didn't just say, well, that's what they said, so we're gonna move on. She offered and extended out. Does anybody have anything they want to add to that, or do they want to argue against it if they didn't think it was right, so that everybody got a chance to be explained and encountered in the class. Another thing I liked that she referred to was the turn and talk method, and she would read the question off of the screen that she was using, and then she would say, now turn and talk, and then 5 minutes would go by, and then they would talk as a group about it. And I feel like some students learn that way better instead of sitting there at their desk and don't know the next move. They have people that they can ask. Explaining diversity within the video, I think the teacher did a very good job of mixing up each of the students. The classroom had all different kinds of races, all different kinds of genders, and each group had at least 2 boys, 2 girls, sometimes 3 boys, sometimes 3 girls, depending on if it had 4 or 5. And none of them were all white, none of them were all black. They were all mixed. And I feel like that in the world that we live in today, a mixture is very needed in the classroom so that everybody becomes familiarized with each other. I feel like also it builds relationships, which is what the concept that I got out of the book of building relationships. I feel like it's important for a student to have a teacher relationship, but I also feel like that a student should have other student relationships besides just their friends or people that they play sports with. I feel like they need a classroom student-to-student relationship. When a student can confide in a teacher, they are more willing and more comfortable doing their work, and if they have questions, they don't mind asking, and everything runs more smoothly. But for example, relating back to myself of student to student, in some of my college classes, we have group chats, and they really benefit me because I have people that I can combine in, just like this class with our learning community groups. Even if we're not working on our learning community, there's times that we'll text each other in our group chat just to figure out, like if we're in a different class together or something like that. And I feel like we're building friendships over this semester. And even though it's all virtual, we're still all together, and we all have different backgrounds that we all come together. And it's just really cool to be able to relate to other people like that. But thank you, and I hope you have a great day.